Compound inequalities. After watching this video, I will be able to solve compound inequalities containing the word and graph the solution set. So for compound inequalities, it's basically following the same rules of solving one inequality. However, we're plotting our answer on one number line. So we're going to solve two inequalities in one and graph it on one number line. All real numbers greater than 2 and less than 6 could be written separately as seen in the first line. However, we can write them in one sentence. So we can say 2 is less than x less than 6. And usually the number with an and, our graph is going to be with something in between. So it's like setting boundaries, and our x, our unknown, is in between the two numbers. Okay, so here I want to look at an example of what everything means. So a compound inequality is basically two inequalities. I have x plus 5 less than 15 and x plus 10 greater than 16. I'm going to solve these inequalities independently from each other. So x plus 5, so I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides to isolate my variable. So x less than 10. Now I'm going to solve my next one. Minus 10 on both sides to isolate my variable. X is greater than 6. So my answer is x less than 10 and x greater than 6. But now I want to write my answer as one instead of two separate inequalities. So I'm going to start with 6 because that's the smaller number, and we usually start from smaller to larger. So 6 is a smaller number, and this x greater than 6 is the same thing as 6 less than x. Now I still have x. I don't need to write it twice, but now x is also less than 10. So this second piece came from the x less than 10 part. So this is telling me that whatever x is in between the number 6 and the number 10. So when I go to graph it, I'm going to use two open circles. One open circle on 6 because it's less than. One open circle on 10 because it's less than. And my answer, my graph, is anything in between these two numbers, which makes sense because if I were to plug in, let's say 8 for x, I can say 6 less than 8 less than 10. This makes sense because 8 is in between these two numbers. I can also ask to solve an inequality that does not have the word and, but it is implied. So here in this problem, I have -3 less than or equal to r over 2 less than or equal to 5. This is the same idea as rewriting this one inequality into two. I can split it up. The one in the middle is on the right for the -3 and it's on the left for the 5, and then I can include the word and. These two mean the same thing, and you should be able to identify what question is being asked when written in this form. So then I'm going to solve them independently like I did before. Isolate my variable, so I'm going to multiply by 2 on both sides. R, and then 2 times 3, -6. So I have one answer, and again, times 2 on both sides. So R is less than or equal to 10. And now I'm going to rewrite my answer so that it looks like this one. -6 is the smaller number. So instead of having two r's, I can condense this into one r and one inequality. Okay, so now I can graph my solution. These are closed circles because it's less than or equal to. And then because this is an and problem, this is anything in between these two numbers.